Welcome back to Auto Garage, where we take you deep into the world of cars, exploring the machines that define strength, style, and innovation. Today, we're going to look at something truly fascinating, a vehicle that has always stood for raw toughness and military-grade presence, but now imagined for the modern world. This is the 2026 Hammer H1 Unofficial Edition, a reimagining of the legendary H1, carrying forward its spirit of invincibility but with a contemporary twist. This review will explore its exterior design, its performance capabilities, and the pricing expectations that surround such an unusual and powerful machine. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 Hammer H1 Unofficial, it becomes clear that this vehicle is not about subtlety or blending into the background. The H1 has always been about standing tall, wide, and commanding respect on any terrain. The 2026 version retains that aura but with refinements that give it a more modern personality. At the front, the iconic 7-slot grille still dominates the face, instantly recognizable as part of the Hummer family. The headlights, however, are completely reworked with ultra-modern LED matrix technology, designed not just to light up the darkest trails but to give the H1 a futuristic, aggressive stare. The front bumper is massive and functional, with integrated tow hooks, skid plates, and even a winch system that signals its off-road readiness. The hood sits high and flat, with muscular contours pressed into the sheet metal, emphasizing strength and toughness. Air intakes are more sculpted than the old blocky design, helping with cooling efficiency for the powerful engine underneath. The windshield is almost vertical, a nod to its military roots, giving the H1 that tank-like presence. Moving to the side, the proportions are massive. The wheel arches are squared and flared, housing gigantic all-terrain tires wrapped around 20 or 22-inch rugged alloy wheels. Ground clearance is extraordinary, with height-adjustable suspension giving drivers the ability to lift the vehicle even higher when tackling rocky terrain. Side steps are mounted but designed to retract automatically, keeping the profile clean when not in use. The body panels are flat and tough-looking, with riveted accents hinting at its utilitarian DNA. At the rear, the Hammer H1 Unofficial version keeps things functional yet updated. The tailgate is upright and strong, opening wide to allow easy access to the cargo bay. LED taillights with a signature block pattern bring the design into the modern era. A full-size spare tire is mounted at the rear, emphasizing readiness for adventure, and the bumper integrates recovery points along with sensors and cameras for modern safety technology. The roofline is tall and straight, maximizing interior space, but roof racks and additional light bars can be mounted for extreme utility. The whole exterior communicates one message: the 2026 H1 is still about dominance, but now it combines ruggedness with modern technology and design finesse. Performance is where the H1 has always defined itself, and the unofficial 2026 edition doesn't disappoint. The core philosophy of the H1 was unmatched off-road ability, and this continues here with advanced drivetrain engineering. Power is expected to come from a high-output twin-turbocharged V8 engine, producing well over 600 horsepower and around 750 pound-feet of torque. This ensures the massive H1 can move with authority not just on highways but also across deserts, mud trails, and steep rocky climbs. Some rumors also point toward hybrid or even hydrogen fuel cell options being explored unofficially, reflecting the shift toward more sustainable performance in the modern age, but the heart of the H1 remains traditional brute force. The drivetrain features full-time four-wheel drive with locking front, center, and rear differentials, making it nearly unstoppable on rugged terrain. The suspension system is fully independent, redesigned with adaptive dampers and long travel articulation, allowing the H1 to climb over obstacles that most vehicles would never attempt. With a ground clearance of nearly 16 inches in its highest mode, approach and departure angles rival dedicated rock crawlers, while the H1's ability to wade through more than 30 inches of water makes it feel like an amphibious machine. On the road, the 2026 H1 unofficially smooths out some of the harshness of the old versions. Earlier H1s were criticized for being almost too utilitarian, uncomfortable, and noisy. Now, engineers have worked to create a cabin that offers refinement alongside toughness. The performance figures are still astonishing for a vehicle of this size. Acceleration from 0 to 60 is expected in under 5 seconds with the most powerful V8 configuration, a figure that seems surreal for a vehicle weighing several tons. Top speed remains electronically limited, as the H1 is more about torque and climbing than high-speed cruising, but it can comfortably maintain highway speeds with surprising composure. Fuel economy has never been the H1's strength, and the 2026 unofficial model doesn't pretend to be a fuel saver. The traditional V8 configuration is expected to deliver somewhere between 10 and 15 miles per gallon, depending on driving conditions. Hybrid assistance could potentially push those numbers higher, but the focus is more on range and versatility than pure efficiency. With large dual-fuel tanks, the H1 ensures that long expeditions can be completed without constantly stopping to refuel. Inside the cabin, the Hammer H1 Unofficial Edition transforms the Spartan environment of the past into a modern fortress of luxury and technology. The dashboard is wide and squared off, but digital displays dominate the space, providing real-time data on vehicle systems, navigation, off-road angles, and even drone connectivity for scouting trails ahead. A massive infotainment screen sits at the center, compatible with the latest software, and surrounded by physical switches that give the driver tactile control even when wearing gloves. Seating is generous, with wide bolstered chairs trimmed in durable leather and reinforced materials. Heated, cooled, and even massaging functions are available, making long expeditions surprisingly comfortable. The upright roofline provides excellent headroom, while the wide body ensures generous shoulder and legroom for all passengers. Rear seats are elevated slightly to improve visibility, giving all occupants a commanding view of the outside terrain. Cargo space is vast, but the rear layout can be customized, from seating for 7 to utilitarian configurations designed for hauling gear. Safety and technology in the 2026 H1 Unofficially adopt modern innovations while preserving the rugged personality of the vehicle. Multiple cameras provide a full 360-degree view, critical for maneuvering such a large machine both on trails and in tight urban environments. Advanced driver assistance features like adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keeping, and emergency braking are integrated, though the emphasis remains on driver control rather than over-automation. The H1 remains a driver's machine, one that demands respect but rewards confidence with unmatched capability. When it comes to pricing, the Hammer H1 Unofficial Edition is not going to be an affordable vehicle. The original H1 was always a premium, almost exotic off-road machine, and the 2026 version continues that legacy. Pricing is expected to start around $200,000 for the base configuration and can climb to $300,000 or more for fully loaded or specialized models. With customizations, armored packages, and performance upgrades, some versions could easily exceed $500,000. This places the H1 not just as an off-road vehicle but as a status symbol, owned by enthusiasts who want the toughest, most distinctive vehicle money can buy. Despite its cost, the appeal of the H1 lies in its unmatched combination of military toughness, modern technology, and sheer presence. No other SUV or truck on the market looks or feels quite like it. Competitors like the Mercedes G-Class, the Land Rover Defender, or even the new electric Hummer EV offer their own blend of luxury and off-road capability, but none carry the legend of the original H1. The 2026 unofficial version carries that DNA proudly, reminding everyone that some vehicles are built not for compromise, but for domination. In conclusion, the 2026 Hammer H1 Unofficial is more than just a reimagined vehicle. It is a symbol of resilience, strength, and ambition. Its exterior design commands attention with a perfect mix of heritage and futuristic updates. Its performance ensures it remains nearly unstoppable across any terrain, blending brute force with technological innovation. Its interior brings comfort and luxury to a platform once known only for toughness, and its pricing ensures exclusivity, marking it as a machine for the few who demand the very best. Thank you for joining me here at Auto Garage for this deep dive into the 2026 Hammer H1 Unofficial review. Whether you admire it for its legendary presence, crave it for its unmatched off-road performance, or dream about the luxury and technology it now carries, this machine represents the essence of what happens when history meets the future. Until next time, keep your engines roaring and your passion for cars alive.